whether it's connectedness within the body or connecting hearts or whatever. So, sometimes getting into our mind about things takes us out of our heart. So whatever way you do it, whatever it is, just be willing to be with yourself, to kind of turn your attention inward, and just to love and accept, whether it's your shoulder or something that you don't like about yourself. Just love and accept yourself for who you are as you are. And be aware of any tendency that you might have to even resist the present, like what's going on in the present. Allow what comes up to come up. And as much as you're able to, just stay with your current feelings. And if you stay with your current feelings, whatever's going on right at this moment, the good news is it kind of takes you out of your old story. We all have an old story. We all tell ourselves the old story or even tell others. We live out the old story. And I shouldn't say we all do that, because many people don't do that. Once they realize they're doing it, they kind of change it. But we can find ourselves living out, repeating the old story. But the story will often take you into your mind and into the past, and then, boom, you're out of the present. So you're no longer where the power is, because the power that we hold is actually in your present moment. So let's go back to, you can acknowledge your feelings, you can be aware of them, share them in some way. That's going to give you a big step toward healing. Now, along the way, it's really important occasionally to ask yourself questions that get you exploring and releasing your heart feelings more and more. And a couple of questions I'll give you that I use in classes are, what do I want to bring into my life? Just simple, point blank. What do I want to bring into my life? What do I need? And these could be things like love, peace, connectedness, all of those. But it could also be security. What are your needs? What are your desires? What do I want to bring into my life? But I also say it's important to say, what do I want to release? Okay, so what do I want to let go of? Whether I feel I can or I can't is another story, but what do I want to let go of? What choices do I have here? Because we always have choices in how to respond to everything. These would be great starting questions, because these questions will help you generate ideas about your life that will help get you in touch with your heart feelings. And then, of course, help you figure out what's working, what's not working, and so on. So in my coaching sessions and my classes, I ask people to think about a lot of things. I'll say to them, whether or not there's an area in their lives that might be calling for them to make a change. I mean, I've had times in my life when it's like, that has to change, okay? So I'm sure you do too, but is there an area that is calling on you to make a change? Is there an area where there's the least learning going on, or the most learning going on? That might be a place to look at too. What do I need to extend myself in terms of awareness? Do you have an area where you feel stuck? Or is there somewhere that you feel like if you challenged yourself a little bit more, whether it's to eat healthy or to pay attention to your sleep patterns, whatever, would that help you? Is there an area that causes you the most pain? Are there areas in our life that cause us the most pain? Or that, as one person said to me once in coaching, there's an area that scared her the most. If she goes into that area, she starts to get a panic attack, so it scares her. So really, we know we spend a lot of our lives seeking answers that we often don't allow for ourselves. We're always, I want the answer to this, the answer to that, but often we don't allow ourselves just to ask questions. And when you ask questions, you have to be patient with the process of living and ways in which the answers can come to you. So I always ask my clients to give some attention to the balance of their body, their mind, and their spirit, and the integration of those three things, body, mind, and spirit. Do you honor your body with movement? Do you honor your body with your diet or with tender care and touch? Because if you don't honor your body, it's going to talk to you. And I also say often to them, if you had to choose one area, body, mind, or spirit, that you feel needs the most attention or balance right now, what would it be? And can you explore that area or just, attend to that area more now? So, in addition, in general, just leading from the heart, maintaining a kind of heart harmony may require some things of you. And some things I talk about in workshops would be, it may require that you slow down, become more focused. I know I've lived at warp speed before, and I'm sure you've probably done that too. And when I do that, I'm always living in a reactionary pattern. So if I slow down, I get more focused, then I'm responding rather than reacting. And you may have to remember to do what I also call practice the pause, which basically is instead of reacting, if a stimulus presents itself, you just kind of stop, take a deep breath, and just reflect before you do or say anything. So instead of reacting, again, you're responding to the situation, to the circumstances. And just on a daily basis, you could also, when you get up in the morning, decide as a daily ritual to establish a moment, just a moment, it doesn't even have to be more than a couple minutes, that would get you in touch with some kind of intention for the day, a conscious intention for the day. And you can ask yourself, what do I want to accomplish today? Or what can I do today that would contribute to a positive outcome? So you can practice holding a bird's eye view as a way of living and being in the world. So if you get caught in some little minutia, just lift yourself above the situation, just like you were a bird, and look down. And often when you do that, you get the bigger picture and find yourself a lot less caught in the drama. So I think when you start to do stuff like that, you think less about what's missing and more about, hey, what can I create? How can I, in other words, instead of I don't have enough money, how about I attract unlimited abundance into my life? So these are just ideas to become more focused and more connected to the coherence of your heart, not to take things personally, but rather to see bigger picture and so on. So, there are a lot of suggestions for making a difference and improving your heart harmony. And I always feel like if you could just find yourself not judging yourself and others, but just when you meet new people, see them as great rather than, try to fix them. And that would be including yourself. I know I've had to really work on that. And some positive emotional energy to your exchanges with others is wonderful. I think just praising and complimenting other people for how they're working and how they're doing things well, they'll live up to your honor and expectations that you have for them. Another one that comes to mind is just not to overfunction for other people a lot. Instead of how can I help them, how about how can I help them to help themselves? That's a big one. But really, as you go through life, focus on what you love, figure out what feeds your heart, your soul, let your heart speak to you. And what you'll do when you do that is you'll find that you'll be operating more out of integrity, acting more in alignment with your heart. And I think, again, any wounds that you've experienced from childhood and so forth, you no longer give those wounds so much power over you, and you begin to see yourself as more powerful right here, right now. So again, these are ideas. As mentioned before, holding a witness perspective is so, so helppful. It has really been a saving grace for me because sometimes I'll get caught in moments that I feel either I'm frustrated by or I feel like I'm back in the movie Groundhog's Day. It's like I'm seeing the same thing again. But if I lift myself above, get the bigger picture, I can see how every single thing is contributing somehow to the evolution of my soul. So, even if I don't know why it's happening, there's probably a good reason, and that's what I need to look at. So these are ideas that can be helpful. So as we draw to a close on our show, I want to thank you so much for sharing your hearts with me in this hour. I encourage you to visit my website, heartliving.com, my Facebook page, facebook.com/heartliving. I do have a couple of programs that will be up at my website, One is called Your Healthy Heart. It's a 2-hour program if you're in the Virginia area, particularly the Virginia Beach area. I will be presenting on Thursday evening, April 4th at Virginia Beach General Hospital Education Center, Cynthia. And it's a 2-hour program that I'm going to present on creating happiness, resilience, and peace. And then on May 4th, open to anybody, Saturday, May 4th, 8:30 to 4 in Norfolk at the World Trade Center, the Town Point Club. I have a one-day program called Time for Action, Living Your Best Life Now. Lots of info at the website. We'll be having an absolutely fabulous day. If you want to have a good time in Norfolk, Virginia, there's lots to do here. You could come for a weekend and go to that program. And, again, I'd love to have you. I think above all, though, promise yourself that you're going to look at old perceptions and you're going to move into more positive living. The Heart Living motto itself really is to lead from your heart with passion and purpose. I'm Dr. Cynthia Bischoff, your host for the Heart Living with Dr. Cynthia Bischoff show. You can listen to my show on syndicated Dream Vision 7 Radio Network every Wednesday, 2 a.m. and 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Boston and worldwide. To learn more, go to Dream Vision 7 Radio for a full schedule. Dream Vision 7 Radio Network is the media partner for Omega Institute. Thanks so much for listening. I wish you the very, very best.
Thank you for tuning in to Heart Living with Dr. Cynthia Bischoff to explore ways to live a more inspired and passionate life. Gain clarity, balance, and purpose as Cynthia guides you on an enlightening journey of personal transformation. For more information, find Cynthia at her website, heartliving.com, or on Facebook, facebook.com/heartliving.
This is Dream Vision 7 Radio Network, uniting mankind with universal love. Our shows are created from the heart, bringing each listener to a place of divine enlightenment. Breathe, relax, and enjoy. Let life flow.